ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्री गुरु दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। So I welcome all of you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavata Prabhuji. Sorry, I was in office call. I got a little late.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Welcome, Prabhu. Dandavata.
I request all of you, you can start your videos. So I should know that who is there online and all this. And Lilananda, one short request is that there are two brahmacharis are also joining this batch for this two units. Their name is Atul Govind Prabhu and Pandurang Sharan Prabhu. Am I right? Atul Govind Prabhu, Pandurang Sharan Prabhu is also there with us?
Yes, Prabhu, he is there.
Okay.
Haribol, Atul Govind Prabhu and Pandurang Sharan Prabhu ki jai. Welcome, Prabhuji. Welcome to our Bhakti Shastri batch.
So actually, they need to be updated. Like for these two units only, they will be there with us. 7 to 12 and 13 to 18. Their as per the BVRV rule, their attendance also has to be monitored, and they need to mark their attendance also. So whatever the system you are following, you please just inform them also, so they can mark their attendance accordingly.
Will they have WhatsApp? Prabhu, will they have WhatsApp IDs or no?
No, they are not having the WhatsApp, I feel, but they
can I have their email ID, Prabhu, if you don't mind, if they can just put their email ID once in the chat. Yeah, just put your both email IDs in the chat, Prabhu. I will send you the attendance sheet in which you can update your attendance.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will be sharing the screen.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavata Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Ananta Gopa Prabhu, today I'm actually a little bit running behind on my office call. So I'm on, but after some time I'll be fully on.
Yes, all right.
Sorry about that, Prabhu.
And I welcome all of you. It was like a long time to meet you. It was like the anticipation to meet all the Bhakti Shastri batch members online. Like we made 5 months back, and almost your closed book and open book answers are ready. Means like it has been evaluated. So within 2-3 days, it will be like handed over to you. And I saw some of your papers also. It was really good. Like the NOI papers, I gone through a close book. It was really nicely written. Only one correction is like one section where you need to improve it is like the analogy part. Then like the analogies were not been written as per the mark. So better you can work it on the analogies more. And there are some people have excellently written, and they got good marks, like out of 50, 49, 49.5, like that. The marks are also there. And in open book, like the exceptionally well, there are so like very few people are exceptionally well. Like the out of 10, they got 10 also. Out of 10, they got some nine marks also. But there are some people need to improve also. Like the open book is like writing. It is not only writing an essay. It is writing your concept according to the like as per it is written in the purport. The theme has to be taken, and you have to elaborate in your words. It is not like some people wrote it like as they thought it, but it is like the thing, the points which are mentioned in like the purport, which is mentioned there in for that open book question paper. You need to see that what the theme is going on, and on that you need to elaborate it. So these are the things which I thought of to share with you. It's like I saw some NOI closed book papers, and I am really happy that majority of you have got it above 40. Minimum 35, like the people have got it. Only one or two, they need to improve their studies some extent. All of you are studying well. That shows that your exams are really good. So within 2 or 3 days, the BVRV will be disclosing your like the marks like that. So we are here with the 7 to 12 chapters of the Gita, which is a sandwich, which is we always call it the Gita is a sandwich, which is like the bread upper side, bread lower side, and the main crux, the main thing is there inside. So this 7, like the six chapters, is just like the devotional chapters, and that's why it is really important. The Gita, if somebody understands this six chapters, he has understood the essence of the Gita, because this six chapters are talking about the devotion. This 6 chapters talks about the bhakti. These 6 chapters are talking about what is the mood of Krishna. So that's why it is like this 6 chapters the devotees should understand thoroughly. If you don't understand what are there in the first 6 chapters, we need to actually understand. It is not that like there's optional. But if you by chance you're not understanding anything the first 6 chapters, all right. The last 6 chapters, except the last 18th, which is the summary of whole Gita, like the 13 to 17. If you have not understood what is that, oh, Krishna, what you are speaking, all right. But these 6 chapters, especially the 7th, 9th, and 12th, and 15th and 18th, these 5 chapters one should understand thoroughly. Then one can understand the crux of the like the bhakti. So that's why our thing is that now we will be proceeding like that. How we can we will be chanting the shlokas, then translation, and we may not read the purport, but these slides are covering the purport some extent. And my request will be that this is like first session it is there. We are trying to cover first 7 shlokas, but next, whenever the next session is there, like the Wednesday it is there, from 8 to 19, these shlokas we will be covering. So beforehand you can just read the purport and come, so you will be understanding more in depth. So that is my request, that you can read the purport in your home. Come here prepared, since we are having very less time to cover these 6 chapters. Only 18 days are there. Krishna and Arjuna were there in a Kurukshetra 18 days. We are also there on 18 days, 2 hours each. So we will be covering like that every session we will be covering some 2 themes of the Gita of this chapter wise. So this is like the thematic approach of the Gita will be covered in this sessions, and the purport's main points will be covered in that. And whatever the Acharya's commentary over some words or the some points, it will be displayed and it will be read also by you. So the first shloka, like the first theme of this seventh chapter, it is like that. I will be showing this. Is it visible for you all?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is visible.
Yeah. So section A is 7.1 to 7.3, knowing Krishna in full by hearing about him. Because this word tashrunu has been mentioned in the first chapter, first shloka. So that's why tashrunu. How one can know about Krishna? It is by hearing. How to hear and the methods of that, it has been covered in this session. So we will be trying to cover this first section, like the A section today, and the part of the B section, like this 7.4 to 7.7 today only. So this seven shlokas we will be covering like that. So before going, what was the connection? Why this 7th chapter is been taken care? Or what was that, like from the 6th chapter to 7th chapter? What was the connection that we will be seeing that? So somebody can read this. Whenever VCT is been mentioned, it is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Whenever it is BVB, it is mentioned, it is Baldev Vidya Bhushan. Please take a note of that.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, in your statement at the end of the last chapter, Yoginam api sarvesham, I have understood that you have indicated the unique quality of your own devotee who observes his mind in you, Mad Gatenanta Ratmana, and has faith in you. But what type of devotee is he? One would expect that he is qualified with knowledge, jnana, and realization, vijnana. The Lord then answers in 2 verses. Answer: realization is proportionate to the intensity of worship. My ashakta.
Maya
Baldev
Sakta.
Vidya.
Yeah, wait a minute. It is like the Arjuna's hidden question where Krishna understood that. Arjuna hadn't spoke it that, Krishna, you spoke about that yoginam api sarvesham madgater antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam yukta tamamata. And Arjuna must be thinking in the mind, who is that yogi? Krishna, please tell me, who is that yogi? Krishna knows that you didn't spoke. Whatever you are speaking, I will be answering. Whatever you are not speaking, that also I will be answering. So the Krishna is starting with that. So the Krishna knows what Arjuna is thinking inside, what Arjuna is speaking, that also he is answering. What Arjuna is not speaking, that also Krishna is answering. You please read it further.
Though Krishna did not ask about what type of form should be worshipped and how to observe the mind in that object, Mat Gatena Antar Atmana Shraddhavan Bhajate Yomam. After these were mentioned by the Lord at the end of the last chapter, the Lord, eager to describe this out of his merciful nature, now begins to speak.
Yeah. So the Krishna was eager to tell about his form. Now he was like somewhat fed up with talking about the karma and jnana. He just thought of like it is enough. So now where to change the gear, Krishna was taking the advantage of like yoginam api sarvesham. Arjuna, you just thought about who is that yogi. I will be telling about the yogi. I will be telling about my form and activities also. It was not only what you are asking, but what I wanted to tell, that also I will be telling. There are sometimes like the speakers, when they are giving, when they are being given a free hand, whatever the subject matter you can speak it, they speak what is very dear to them. So the Krishna is now starting with that, what is dear to him, like how you can approach me, oh Arjuna, how you can worship my form, what is my form, what is my nature. These all the things I would like to tell. So that is the way, like the Arjuna's inquiry, which is not been spoken, but it has been heard by Krishna, and he is starting up. That's why the first sloka of the Gita is starting up. So synopsis of the seventh chapter, it is like that. Chapter 6, like the link is there. Lord Krishna explains 6.47, Yoginam api sarvesha. Then best of the all yogi, a yogi who is always think of him in devotion and concentrate on him in full faith. So this is like Yoginam api sarvesha, madgater antaratma. Yoginam, who is the best of the devotees, who thinks about him and concentrate him in a full faith. And then like the chapter 7 is talking about, begins with the stress process of hearing, the way of acquiring knowledge by descending process and the only process. Like then the first word, like the 7th chapter, first shloka, it has been mentioned, and it's tashrunu. We will be reciting the shloka also, but it has been mentioned that tashrunu. So the process of hearing, like the yogi, he is a person who is doing the process of hearing. And then what is that? Like the knowledge of the absolute. What exactly the knowledge of the absolute the Krishna is telling here about? You can read that flow chart, last blocks.
Yeah. Knowing Krishna by the process of hearing about him, knowing Krishna as a source of matter and spirit. Krishna controls the modes of material nature. The impious never surrender, and pious do. Surrendering to demigods and impersonalism, bewilderment of living entities, and freedom by knowing Krishna.
So these are the 6 themes of the seventh chapter. And we will be taking knowing Krishna by the process of hearing about him first. So how to know about Krishna by hearing about him? That is, we can recite this shloka. Maya saktamana partha yogan yunjan madashraya asamshayam samagram mam yatha nyasita shrunu. Somebody can read the translation if it is visible to them. Like it is visible.
Hare Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Partha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt." Hare Krishna.
Okay, this is Maya Saktamara Partha. So here we have to attach to whom? Attach to Krishna. And detached from Maya. Maya Sakta, Asakta, like the people, those who are in the path of transcendence, they are understanding something like that we have to be detached. And in that process of detachment, they are detaching everything. They are trying to detach everything, like their family, their whole thing, and they are in the process of that, they are detaching the spirituality also. So that is not been required to detach. Where the attachment is required and where the detachment is required, the Lord is mentioning about Maya Sakta. You have to, the transcendentalist you would like to become, so you have to attach over me. And detached from the material, this world, or inside the detachment has to be there. Even though you are there inside this world, you have to be reclined for that to inside detachment, aspire for inner detachment. So that is required, and aspire for the attachment over Krishna. So that is the Krishna consciousness, attachment to Krishna and detached from the worldly affair. Means like the physical detachment, if it is not possible, but at least inner detachment has to be there. So the like the what is wrong with the attachment of this like the worldly world? Like why we are always saying that detached from this? We are having the examples where the attachment was there, wrongly placed it, like the Duryodhana's, like the Dhritarashtra's attachment over the Duryodhana. What has happened? Where the like the Kaikeyi's wrongly attachment over the kingsmanship of the Bharata. What has happened? It is like the whole history is of the Mahabharata and Ramayana. We can say that it is due to the wrong attachment. So the wrong attachment is been condemned, or excessive attachment over the worldly things is been condemned. But excessive attachment over Krishna, it is not been at all condemned anywhere. So we have to start developing that. And how we can do it? Tashrunu. So that's why the Krishna's photo is there near to the ear. We hear about the Krishna. We have to hear about Krishna more and more. So that's why the attachment will be developed. Like the Rukmini developed the attachment by hearing about Krishna. She never saw Krishna at all, but she started developing attachment by the hearing. Summary section 1 to 3. Krishna requests Arjuna to hear of both his material and spiritual energies, and declares that transcendentalist who succeeds in truly knowing him is most rare. So now the flow chart is there. Somebody can quickly read this flow chart if you can.
Let me try to Hare Krishna. Knowledge of the absolute text 1. Lord Krishna explains how to know him by the process of hearing. So Lord Krishna is absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead. From absolute truth, Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan realization, Brahman impersonal sunshine partial realization, Paramatma localized sun disk partial realization, Bhagavan personality, Bhagavan personality, sun god complete realization. Okay, realization of Srimad Bhagavatam 1 to 11. Yeah. So next is living entity. These are correct too. That is the sequence you want to read.
Yeah. Go on.
Sure. Living entity, spirit soul, by different yoga process, capable of elevating to self-realization. By different yoga process, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga, Brahman platform, Ashtanga Yoga, Paramatma platform, Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavan platform. Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga is a partial realization. Bhakti Yoga, concentrating, focusing mind on Krishna. And it elevates to engage in 9 processes of devotional service, which begins with hearing from Lord Krishna or his devotees. By constant hearing, Lord Paramatma purifies heart. Devotee develops transcendental knowledge. And from there becomes fixed in devotional service, freed from modes of passion and ignorance and lust and greed. Impurities are wiped, situated in pure goodness, becomes enlivened in devotional service, understands science of Krishna perfectly. A complete knowledge of the absolute truth.
Yeah. So this is a whole thing, like the spirit soul by different yogic process. It is capable of getting the self-realization. And jnana and karma or ashtanga, jnana and ashtanga as well as the karma is a partial realization. And bhakti yoga, which is with the karma, there what exactly it is, concentrating the mind, but it is not like the concentrating the mind like the ashtanga yogis are doing. It is engaging, fully engaging. So that's why the bhakti yoga, it is having the connection with the karma yoga also. Like the jnana and ashtanga, it is not having any connection with the karma yoga, but the karma yoga with attachment with ally with the bhakti, it is really exceeding in this whole material creation. From it is becoming a factory of a conditioned soul transforming into the pure soul. So by the way of the bhakti yoga, because the jnana is and ashtanga yoga people, they have to go and undergo a very rigid process, and that is everybody cannot practice it. But the bhakti yoga along with the karma yoga, whenever it is done, it is like with the simple process of hearing, and then by constant hearing, the Paramatma within it purifies the heart. Then whole thing is like the ado shraddha tha sadhu sangha tha bhajan kriya tha anartha nivritti तथा निष्ठा तथा रुचि तथा आसक्ति तथा भाव तथा प्रेम, whole thing, 9 processes, it is happening very vast, or no, it is very swiftly it is happening. So, and the person who is doing it, he is not realizing it is like where I am situated right now. So the thing is that it is very simple, and this way it acts very fast. Now, somewhat we are doing it very analyzing this shloka very nicely. Like the somebody can remember what was the shloka, we can just see that as like Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogan Yunjan Madashriya Asamshayam Samagramma Yatha Nyasati Tashrun. So here the first one it has been mentioned, it is Tashrunu. We can just see this is like the Tashrunu, it has been mentioned here. But how the Tashrunu happens is like that Maya Sakta Mana Partha. Mind attached to Krishna first. Mind attached to Krishna. So we will be going 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the reverse also it is like that 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It is also is like the whole thing is moving like a circle. First you need to Tashrunu, you need to hear it. Then what? By hearing, the mind will be attached to the Krishna. And by that, Yogan Yunjan Madashriya. Bhakti, like Baldev Vidyabhushan says that Yogan Yunjan Madashriya, it is means what? It is only mentioned for the Bhakti yogis only. It is not for Ashtanga yogi, it is not for the Jnana yogis. Practicing yoga process means Bhakti yoga. When the mind is attached to the Krishna, when the Bhakti yoga starts very swiftly. And then what? Madashriya. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad says that Madashriya means what? Krishna's ashray we are taking it. What exactly means Krishna's taking Krishna's ashray? Krishna's ashray, taking Krishna's ashray means doing a devotional life in one of the 4 rasas. Except Shanta rasa, all other rasas. Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya rasa. So that Krishna puts us into that one of the rasa, and he gives the shelter to us. It is ashray. The Krishna gives the ashray. Krishna is ashray data for us. When one person does a devotional life, Krishna puts that particular person in some of the rasas. So he understands, oh, Krishna is my friend. Krishna is my Krishna is my son. Krishna is my lover. So that way, or I am Krishna's eternal servant. And then asamshayam means it is like becoming free from doubt. When this process starts, then the person becomes doubtless. Then actually, when Krishna gives ashray, that time person becomes doubtless. And then he gets a real pure knowledge where he will not be disturbed at all. So that is the way we can understand. And another way also, when we hear about Krishna, we gain the knowledge, and by that we are free from the doubt. And whenever we are free from doubt, we aspire to we are aspirant of the shelter. And when we are aspirant of the shelter, the Krishna gives us process. And when the process we are doing it, then the mind is attached, or mind is not disturbing at all. So the whole thing, reverse way also, and this way also the cycle works. So this shloka is like that, but it is starting with the tashrunu. Whenever we are doing tashrunu, the mind is peaceful. Then the yoga we can do it, bhakti yoga. Then we are getting the shelter. Then we are doubtless, and then we are having the knowledge. And other way is also when the tashrunu is happening, then the knowledge is there, free from doubts. When the knowledge it is there, it is free from doubts. Then we would like to take the shelter. And then we practice the devotional life by some yogic process or bhakti way, and the mind is peaceful and calm. So this is like, but this way, like anti-clockwise way, it is the best way. The clockwise way, it is not that much. Please, since we are going from the clockwise way, it is the knowledge is first and the mind is last. So we are not, our main part is not to get the mind control. Our main part is to get the knowledge and to surrender. So that way we have to go. Hope that you are actually there with me and you are understanding what I am speaking.
Prabhuji,
So,
sorry. So which way, Prabhuji, is better? Prabhuji, is the anti-clockwise way, Prabhuji?
Anti-clockwise way, generally we go. We are going that way only. Initially, we are trying to control the mind. We are trying to control the mind. We are trying to hear, and we are more into the controlling the mind and then getting the knowledge, absolute knowledge. And when the absolute knowledge is there, there is nothing more to be, like the Krishna says, Jnanam teham savidjnanam. The next sloka he is saying that when you are getting this knowledge, there is nothing further to be acquired. So this 9 processes of the devotional life, since like the Shravanam, Tashruni has been mentioned. So this is the, somebody can read this very fast, not inside thing, but as like the becoming servant and who is that Hanuman. So the 9 processes are been mentioned here. And out of that, the Shravan and Kirtan are the foremost where we can focus it more.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I can read.
Yeah, please.
So, hearing Shravanam, Maharaj Parikshit is mentioned as the person. Here, Kirtanam, Vishnu Kirtanam is Sukadeva Goswami, chanting or glorifying. Smaranam, Prahlada Maharaja, that's remembering. Padasevanam, Lakshmi Devi, serving Lord's lotus feet. Archanam, Maharaj Prithu, this is deity worship. Vandanam, Akura, Akrura, praying. Dasyam, Hanuman, becoming servant. Sakhyam, friendship, is Arjuna. And Atmanivedanam, complete surrender, Bali Maharaj.
Yeah. So this is the process, 9 processes. Out of that, at least 2 this hearing and chanting and glorifying, that we have to do nitya. So now the commentary where like the purport where Prabhupada is mentioning some points. Somebody can read this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Can I read?
Yeah, please.
Summary, Srila Prabhupada. In the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the living entity has been described as non-material, spirit soul, capable of elevating himself to self-realization by different types of yogas. Second point, at the end of the 6th chapter, clearly stated that Krishna consciousness is the highest form of yoga.
Yeah. So the gist of the 7th.
Sorry, gist of 7th chapter, Srila Prabhupada. The nature of Krishna consciousness. Krishna is full in all opulences, and how he manifests such opulences is described. Also, 4 kinds of fortunate people who become attached to Krishna, and 4 kinds of unfortunate people who never take to Krishna are described in this chapter.
Yeah, so this is like in a summary where actually Prabhupada is mentioning about in the first shloka what he is actually mentioning about. The nature of Krishna he is mentioning about, the full opulences of Krishna he is mentioning in the purport. And the middle 6 chapters, 2 types of bhakti, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that. That is this bhakti where the Mishra bhakti and the Shuddha bhakti has been mentioned here. And the bhakti which is yields salokya and other types of liberation by being either without desire or with desire because of mixture of karma, jnana or other elements. So the salokya is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that it is somewhat the Mishra, the people, those who are aspiring for that, may be having main type of bhakti which yields liberation in the form of becoming an associate of the Lord with prema. So here we are saying that is like the different things are there. Like here the Vaikuntha has been mentioned, and here the Golok Vrindavan has been mentioned in the photos. So what exactly the pure devotion which is not having a tinge of the karma and jnana, that is like the pure devotional. And anya bhilashita shunya jnana karmadi anavrutam anukulyane krishnanuschilanam bhakti. So anya abhilashita shunya, whatever it is, like any other desire except for pleasing Krishna, that is not, that is if somebody is practicing that, then he is doing a pure devotion service. If he is doing something else, then it can be counted as the mixed devotional service. So Baldev Vidyabhushan says that middle 6 chapters speaks of the Swarupa of Lord, the object of worship, and the means to realize him. So what exactly the Swarupa of the Lord and object of worship, that is there in the next shloka, Jnanam Vijnanam. That shloka tells about more about the Swarup and the Shakti of the Lord.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Yes.
can I ask a question?
We can go for the question after like the break. 7:30 we will be having a break. since we will be starting some other session we are expecting, or else some quick question is there, then you can ask.
Prabhuji, in the two types of bhakti that you mentioned in the previous slide, both the bhaktis are seem to be like both types seem to be good in the sense that they are all aimed at Krishna. But how does the soul kind of choose one type of bhakti over the other? Is it because of their nature or swarupa, or is it again very much to do with what Krishna grants or based on his mercy?
See, there is a love. See, love is also, this is like there is a we can say whenever we are having the shades of the color, the red, the paint red is there. It is like the spectrum is there of the red, from the bright to the dark, where we are aspiring for the thick prem, but here it is like we are starting with the brightness of that, the bright to the darkest when we are going. So the prem is like it is the absolute, in an absolute term, whatever the gopis are having, it is like this one, the thickest one, where it is not having any tinge of any material thing. So that way, like the person who is having, like we are more into the Jnana and yoga, or the karma mishra. Like the mishra, we are doing more and more. Like we are having some inner desire also and trying to please Krishna. So that this inner desire, so that's why anya abhilashita shunya, it has been, the pure devotional service has been defined like that. Anya abhilashita shunya. Whatever you are having abhilasha means like aspiration for your own thing, for any other thing apart from Krishna, that is there, the tinge of that is there, the tinge, I am just saying that tinge of that is there, then it is counted as mixed devotion. So we have to aspire for that. Kabhe habe bolo se din amar aparadhe guchi shuddha name ruchi. We need to chant the holy name very purely, without any tinge of that. Okay, I should get something, I should have something, or apart from Krishna, we are thinking something. So that way we have to aspire. At least we should have the aspiration first. Then we can, whenever the aspiration comes, that time, then the process starts. So that way we have to look into that. So there is a difference, complete pure, clear-cut difference is there. What is pure and what is impure. Partly pure, it is also a good thing. I'm not denying that. But what is aspiration? It's like 80% of the 80% water is pure. It is good, but it is not 100% pure. Whatever we are aspiring, it is why we are changing the filters, water filters. It is like we are aspiring that some more quality filters or more quality water we can drink. So by that the health is good. So the same way the devotional service has to be improved day by day. Are you getting?
Yes, Prabhuji. So one can get a Salokya liberation even in Mishra Bhakti, or even when there is some desire other than Krishna?
Yeah, how much the love that person is developing. It is not that it is like it is not that standard rule. Okay, Salokya means like the impure also can be. But the maximum, like the impure people, maximum they can go there. Like they're the highest thing they can go there. The Jnani's highest thing is like the Brahma Jyoti. The yogis, they are aspiring for, unless the yogis cannot go beyond the Brahma Jyoti, since like the Paramatma they are meditating, and the Paramatma is not having any abode. So that way, they are either they have to turn to the Brahma Jyoti, or either they have to turn toward the Sakara form of the Lord and then go back to the Vaikuntha Lokas. So there is like that the thing where one will be going, it is like the fixed up. It has been checked as per the consciousness, as per the practice. And it is not standard. 19 out of 20 means he will be going there. It is like the subtleness is been mentioned here.
Sure, Prabhuji, helps. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope that I am just answering as per your clear understanding. Like as per whatever you are asking, I am just please satisfying them.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes, it helped. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And then next thing, it has been mentioned that in the purport, other processes are incomplete without bhakti. By concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely, but not otherwise. In comparison to knowledge about me in my personal form, which is complete, samagram, means like the Lord is saying, it is samagramam yatha nasasita shrunu. This knowledge of impersonal Brahman is incomplete. Therefore, you will know me completely, samagramam, without doubt. Bhakti is not dependent on any other process. Bhakti is independent. That when the Narayana, when the Ajamela was chanting, this next slide, I feel it is there. No, it is like the Vasudeva is carrying the Krishna. It is when the Ajamela was chanting the Narayana, it was not that he has performed any yogic process. He just chanted. He just chanted the holy name, Narayana. And the Vishnu thus came with the utterance of the holy name. It was not that he was doing something like the Brahman realization or Jnana Marga he was taking. He was doing some Ashtanga yoga process. No, he just simply dependently chanted the name of the Lord, and which was also the name of his own son. So it was like that. The holy name or the devotional service, the Bhakti Marga is not at all dependent on any of the processes, but other processes are dependent on. Whenever you are doing something, whenever the Brahma, like the Jnanis, they are also doing some path, like they are also chanting the holy name. The Ashtanga yogis, they are also meditating, like the 9 processes, one of them they are doing it. So this is like the Bhakti Yoga, which is having the nine processes: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam, Archanam, Sakhyam, Dasyam, Atma Nivedanam. These are the processes of the Bhakti Marga. This is like that one of the processes the Ashtanga yogis or the Jnanis, they have to do, and then they are shifting from there. So the Bhakti is independent. And there is no need of doing any other thing than the bhakti to start up with that. Somebody can quickly read this one.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can I?
Yeah, please.
Other processes are insignificant without bhakti. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Without bhakti, jnana and ashtanga are insignificant. The accomplishment of liberation in these processes is only due to the influence of bhakti. Second, bhakti alone is beyond the modes. Reference, bhaktiyaham ekaya grahyaha. I am obtained only by bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 14th chapter, 11th shloka. B, reference, Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yas chasmi tatvataha. I can be known as I am only by bhakti. Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 55 shloka. Third, everything that can be achieved by fruitive activities penance, knowledge, detachment, mystic yoga, charity, religious duties, and all other means of perfecting life is easily achieved by my devotee through loving service unto me. If somehow or other my devotee desires promotion to heaven, liberation, or residence in my abode, he easily achieves such benedictions. Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 20th
28th chapter.
chapter, 32, 33.
So here this photo you are seeing, picture you are seeing, the Vasudeva is carrying the little Krishna. Hare Krishna, somebody's voice is coming.
Hare Krishna, Ayyar Prabhu, can you please mute?
So Vasudeva is carrying Krishna. And what was that? Vasudeva has done something, Jnana Marga. Vasudeva has done something, Ashtanga Yoga for that. And moreover, Vasudeva is seeing Krishna face to face. Krishna has become his own child. What was that? He has done a devotional life. He has done a Bhakti Marga. He has adopted a Bhakti Marga. He has done Bhakti Yoga in his previous life. So that's why the Krishna appeared. Krishna appeared face to face. So there is no need of any other Marga. There is no need of any other yoga to start with and then end up with the Bhakti. No, that is not at all required. But for other yogas, the Bhakti is the starting also. And with the Bhakti only, they are getting the results. Not any other Marga.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one question, isn't it that did, even Vasudeva Devaki in previous months, they did a lot of penances, tapasya, to get this benediction to Krishna as a child. Like, isn't it, is the penance, right, Prabhu? How is it Bhakti?
Yeah, the penances, see, whatever it is, like the penances in accordance with the devotion. Is accordance with the devotion. Like the devotion was in a focus. Devotion was in a focus. Like the gopis are also doing some penances to get Krishna as a husband. What was that? They are having the Katyayani Vrata. So they are also fasting. They are also doing some puja. But it was like the more the devotion part was more. It was not that penances were more. And whenever the penances are more and the devotion is less, then it becomes like the Mishra. But for Krishna, everything, Krishna wants me to do a penance, I will be doing that. What, how many of us are willing to do Ekadashi, Nirjala? It's like, it is pleasing to Krishna. If that mood we are developing, it is pleasing, whatever it is Krishna's pleasure, that I will be doing. Like the penances for the body. Even if like small kids in our temple, they are doing the Nirjala, and we ask them, why you are doing Nirjala? It is pleasing to Krishna Prabhuji. So that's why it is one day, at least in a year, I can do something to please Krishna. And why to please Krishna? Because Krishna is our everything. So the Krishna is everything, then whatever it is for him, we can do it.
Okay, Prabhu.
So the revelation of everything. When the Krishna is saying that, okay, I will be revealing everything to you. That what exactly the Krishna is revealing? The jnana, see, like that slide, that the complete knowledge he is giving, that it starts with the mind control, then the process of understanding Krishna, then without doubt, then he gets the knowledge, and absolute knowledge he is getting that. And then the Krishna reveals everything. And then what exactly the Krishna reveals it? It is the next verse only, but it is MSC. It is like matter, spirit, and controller of both. Jeev, Jagat, and Jagdish. Krishna is telling everything about what the Jeev, Jivatma, what is the Jagat, and what is Jagdish, who am I? Matter, spirit, and the controller of both. He is revealing everything. So that's why it is, whole thing is mentioned like that. What is the Bhuloka, what is the Brahmanda hears, and what is the Adhyatmik Loka, the Krishna will be revealing everything. And here, then the Krishna, like the Prabhupada is talking about the process of hearing. The most essential devotional service is rendered in any of the 9 processes, of which the Sravanam is the most essential. How to hear? From the right authority first. Here are all this, like in the photo, the people, like the acharyas, the photos are been mentioned. So they are, either you have to hear from Krishna directly, which is not possible right now for us. So we have to hear from the right sources of the acharyas, those who have heard from Krishna in a parampara. So from them we are hearing. So as good as we are hearing from Krishna. So that's why the Lord is saying about Tashrunu, hear from me. No one can be a greater authority than Krishna. If somebody would like to know about the Birla, or somebody would like to know about Ambani, who is the right person to tell about him? The Ambani himself. So like he will able to tell that, okay, what is that? Where is my deposits are there? Where are my all the companies and all these things? So the Krishna only knows that who am I? So there is no need to do or personal research. The Krishna will be telling everything once we are surrendering to the Lord and his wish. This we will not be taking since we are having very less time. Can one attain liberation without bhakti? Somebody can say that it is like I would like to have the self-realization without Krishna. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that. The Shruti says that tameva viditva artam mrityam eti, knowing it, one surpasses death. Shveteshvatara Upanishad 6.15. This is like knowing it, one surpasses death. Knowing to him, knowing about this world, knowing about you, knowing about the Lord. These 3 things has to be known. Then it has been called the self-realization. The God realization is another thing, but that is like that in a preliminary state. The self-realization is that I am different than matter. I am not this body, I am the soul. Means I am different than matter. The matter is different, I am different. And then who am I? I am a servant of God. I may not be knowing who is exactly God, but that is, I realize that at least in a primitive stage, that I am the servant of God. The God realization has not been done, but at least self-realization has been done. I am not this matter. So liberation without the self-realization, without the God, is like the phantasmagoria. This is like the language of Srila Prabhupada. The liberation, the concept of the liberation without the God, it is a phantasmagoria. How you can just liberate it? You are excluding the God and trying to liberate. That is not at all possible, because there is a connection, matter, spirit, and the controller of both. You just trying to forget the controller of both, and you are just trying to understand matter and spirit. All right, but it is incomplete. It is not at all possible. That is not at all possible of liberation without bhakti. And bhakti gives the concept of the God. No other thing. The Jnana Margas, they are trying to who is the God. Paramatma Marga, they are also trying to that. Okay, the Paramatma, they are trying to seek. But it is the bhakti is giving this the right understanding that there is a God, he is a Sakar, he is there in a Golok Vrindavan, or he is there in a Vaikuntha Loka. There is a connection he is giving. So the liberation, only matter and spirit will not work. The concept of the God has to be intercepted in the blood and into the vein of the particular person. Then only the liberation is possible. How can you then say that without knowledge, just by bhakti, one attain liberation? How can you then say that without knowledge, just by bhakti, one attains liberation? Bhakti gives knowledge. Like we have seen that, na? Tashrunu. By the Shravana and the bhakti starts it, the mind is been controlled. And then the doubts are been removed. Like the process starts, then the doubt is been removed. And then the knowledge, absolute knowledge is given. So the bhakti gives the knowledge. That's why we have to give like this. But the other people sometimes, like those who are Ashtanga yogis or jnanis, they go like that. They are not hearing, but they are trying to achieve the knowledge first, and then they try to remove the doubts. So that process we are not going. Clockwise we are not going. We are going anti-clockwise. We are hearing, we are getting the mind control, practicing the process. Doubts are been cleared, and then the knowledge has been established. So the knowledge part is already there. So the bhakti is competent to give liberation alone. Here as we have spoken, that the Ajamela and others like the Vishnudutas are coming, and Ajamela is shouting the name Narayana, Narayana, and he is that name, utterance of the name, it is the devotional service. Whether it was pure, impure, but what he has got it, the four things he has got it by chanting the holy name. He has got the association of the Vishnudutas. He has got to hear from the Vishnudutas about the Lord. He after that he renounced it, the whole thing, and 12 years he went to the Haridwar. And then last one, actually Vishnudutas came to take him back. The four things happened by chanting the holy name. Association of the Vishnudutas happened. And when the Vishnudutas came, they started talking about the Lord. The whole dialogue between the Yamadutas and Vishnudutas happened. Then he renounced everything and went to the Haridwar, and 12 years he practiced the devotional life, and after that he went back to God. The same thing happened with the Dhruva. Dhruva has not done a Akshar Abhyas also. He went to the forest, he made Narada Muni, he got the Diksha also from him, Shiksha and Diksha also, and he gave the mantra and he chanted, but it was impure motives were there. But when Lord came, all the motives became the pure, when the touch of the Lord. So that's why he is speaking in one of the shlokas, oh Lord, when you came and touched me, especially you touched it here, but my tongue started speaking about the devotion. Your touch here, you touched my forehead, and I started chanting the glories of you, and my tongue started speaking the glories of devotional life. So that is the thing. The externally Dhruva has, we can see it is like the penances has been done. But we have to understand that Dhruva Maharaj has got the touch of the Narad Muni, and he started chanting the holy name. And then when the Lord came, then he just says that Kachan Vichinmam Apinachasantam. Like that, it was like what I was looking for, it was the pieces of glass, but what I am getting, it is a diamond. We will not be covering this. Maya Sakta Mana Parda. Baldev Vidyabhushan says that with your mind completely absorbed in me, who am the speaker and the object of your worship. And Sridhar Swami, SS means Sridhar Swami said, Mai Parameshware Asakta Bhinna Vinishtham Mayo Yasyas, mind attached and absorbed in me. What is Maya Sakta Mana Partham is Baldev Vidyabhushan says that with your mind completely absorbed in me, and I am the object of your worship. That is the asakti you should show. And the same line, the Sridhar Swami is saying that mind attached and absorbed in me. And Madashriya is been mentioned by that you or any other similar person who takes shelter of me with exclusive love in the any of the four higher rasas, Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya or Madhurya. So that is the ashraya I will be giving to you. Maya Sakta Mana Yogan Yunjan Madashraya. I will be giving the ashraya. It's like the reciprocation is happening. Krishna says that you do a Maya Sakta Mana, I will be giving you the Madashraya. So that is like the Krishna immediately says that what you will be getting when you will be giving to me. You will be getting the ashraya just to be attached with me, and I will be taking care of it. And it's the same thing. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam shranam vraja. Aham tuam sarva papebhya moksheksham. What you will be doing, Krishna is the best businessman. Krishna gives that what you will be giving, I will be giving you. That whole thing he is mentioning in one of the shlokas like that. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam shranam vraja. You just surrender to me everything. You just give up your all the like so-called religions. Then I will be taking care of everything for you. So here also Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogan Yunjan Mada Ashraya. I will be giving the ashraya. The second shloka, we are very slowly going. We are lagging behind the time. We can chant this shloka. Jnanam teham savijnanam.
Jnanam teham savijnanam.
Idam vakshami asheshata.
Idam vakshami asheshata.
Yajnatva neha bhuyonya.
Yajnatva neha bhuyonya.
Jnatavyam avashishyate.
Jnatavyam avashishyate.
You can read the translation.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead, Prabhuji. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenon and numerous. Thus, this being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know.
Yeah, the same, like the next one also you can read.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Bhakti
Baldev
Vidyabhushan translation. I will explain to you knowledge of my powers, along with knowledge of my sweetness. Yeah. Now knowing nothing else to remain to know. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says of personal realization also included in it.
Yeah, please locate over this or give a focus over these two words, Jnanam and Savijnanam, Vidnyanam, where actually the Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is going hands together, and they are giving the same thing. The Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's path says that Jnanam means what? It is the power of the Lord, or the energies of the Lord, and Vijnanam, it is like about the Swarupa of the Lord, the form of the Lord. So it is Jnana and Vijnana. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshami asheshata. Yajnatma neha bhuyonyam jnatavyam avashishyate. Once you know about my powers, means my we can say it is like sweetness. You can know about my greatness, and you know about my sweetness. Then there is nothing to be known further. Then Krishna is saying that you should know about my greatness and you should know about my sweetness. Jnanam means the greatness of the Lord or the energies of the Lord. Vijnanam means what? It is the Swarupa or the form of the Lord. You should know it completely. There is nothing else has to be known. Like in English, it is like phenomenal and numinous. The complete knowledge, which is like the jnanam, is phenomenal. Means like the knowledge about the matter and the knowledge about the spirit. So this has to be known. Then we can know about that how the Lord is very great. First of all, to start or the love about to develop a love to somebody, we should know about his greatness, and then one should know about his sweetness. Greatness means what? External features we can know about his strength, his beauty, and all these things. And sweetness means like his loving dealings with the devotees, his nature, his subtle qualities. Then we come to know that. Initially we get attracted towards the externals. Then when we go near to him by the attraction of the externals, then we know more about that person, about his internal, intrinsic qualities about that. So that is the thing. The first thing one should know about the greatness, and the Gita is more talking about the greatness of the Lord, and the Bhagavatam is more talking about the sweetness of the Lord. So that is the difference. The Gita is more talking about the greatness of the Lord. How I am, who am I, Rasom Apsu Konte, then where am I, like how you can come to me, how powerful I am. So like that, the Gita is talking about the greatness more, and the Bhagavatam is talking about the sweetness of the Lord, the loving exchanges with the devotees. And that sweetness in its epitome goes to the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's why the graduation, and then masters, and then the post-grad, no, or what PhD we can say, it is Chaitanya Charitamrita. So like the sweetness is increasing about the Lord, where the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his dealings with his associates are so sweet. The shlokas are also very sweet, and the dealings are also very sweet. So that's why the relationship and the sweetness is talked in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's why it is higher than even the Bhagavatam also. The Bhagavatam, where the Krishna's dealings or Lord Ramchandra's dealings or any other incarnations dealings have been mentioned. But here Chaitanya Charitamrita is the full of dealings with the associates. So that's why it is more lucid, juicy. So this is one should know about in a text too. Somebody can read this one. It is a synopsis of the purport. It has been mentioned here.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please, Mataji.
Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur. The devotee understands the Lord's power, Gnana. After that, he realizes the Lord's sweetness, Vijnanam. Thus, the devotee attains the stage of attachment to Krishna.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada. Complete knowledge. What is it? Knowledge of the phenomenal world, spirit behind it, and the source of both of them, also called transcendental knowledge.
This MSC, matter, spirit, and the controller.
Yeah.
Jiv, Jagat, and Jagdish.
Okay. Qualification to receive. Being Krishna's devotee and friend. Reference BG 4.3. Third one, method to attain. Only in disciplic succession, directly from the Lord. The fourth one, the result of attaining. Everything knowable becomes known. Nothing remain unknown. Reference Kasminu Bhagavo
Vijñāte sarvam idam vijñātam bhavati.
Bhavati.
Yeah. So it is like that. What is it? A knowledge of the phenomenal word and numinous word. The qualification to know about that is Krishna's devotee, has been mentioned in this method to attain by the disciplic succession. To get a proper initiation in the disciplic succession, then only one can get it. So jnana. Somebody can read this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'll read it.
Yeah, please.
Jnana. Baldev Vidya Bhushan. Jnana is large spiritual and material energies, Jiva and the material Prakriti. Sridhar Swami. Knowledge of the Lord derived from the scriptures. Jnanam Shastriyam. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lord's powers.
Yeah, here so we can see that the acharyas are somewhat differing. Somewhat. The Lord's spiritual and material energies, Baldev Vidya Bhushan saying that. Knowledge about the Lord derived from the scripture. It is a knowledge he is saying. Sridhar Swami. And the Lord's power, where Baldev Vidya Bhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad is going hands together, where the Sridhar Swami is saying that no, it is like jnana means knowledge derived from the scripture. It is a jnana. Yeah, Vijnana.
Vijnana. Baldev Vidya Bhushan. Vijnana. Knowledge of the Lord's Swarupa apart from those energies. His form and pastimes in spiritual world, not related to the material creation. Sridhar Swami. Realization. Vijnana Manubhava Sta Suhitam. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lord Sweetness.
Yeah. So Baldev Vidya Bhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad, it is rarely been seen that Baldev Vidya Bhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad are actually going very hands together. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad is been called as a Rasik Acharya. He always gives very Rasik, very lucid purpose. And he is more towards the pastimes and intricate pastimes of the Lord. And Baldev Vidya Bhushan gives very philosophical understanding. But here, Baldev Vidya Bhushan Pad is also going on the same path of the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad. Ramanuja, Sri Krishna. Yeah,
Sri Krishna declares that this knowledge, which will now be taught, is difficult to attain.
Yes. 7.3. Please repeat after me. Manushyanam sahasreshu.
Manushyanam sahasreshu.
Kasyid yatati siddhaye.
Kasyid yatati siddhaye.
Yatataamapi siddhanam.
Yatataamapi siddhanam.
Kasyin ma veti tatvata.
Kasyin ma veti tatvata.
A small thing, like small announcement is like it has been decided that we will be going for 2 hours every day, since it is only 18 days. So we will be finishing at 8:30. Finishing the syllabus. Translation, somebody can read that.
Among thousands of men, some attain success in their endeavors. Among those who attain success, hardly anyone knows me.
Yeah. Translation by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baldev Vidya Bhushan. You can read that.
Among thousands of men, some attain success in their endeavors. Among those who attain success, hardly anyone knows me.
And now, what exactly connection between second shloka to the third? Somebody can tell us why the third shloka is written after the second one?
Prabhuji, I think he's saying, it's because through jnana it is difficult to know him. The theoretical.
Yeah. It is that some other voice is coming.
Atul Prabhu.
Arti is going on. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I unmuted them, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So jnanam deham savidjnanam idam vakshami asheshita. So this knowledge, somebody has got it. Jnanam, and he is practicing, and as well as he has got a realization as per the Sridhar Swami. The knowledge he has got it, and he has realized that knowledge. So that person actually started understanding the Lord. That person, Manushanam Sahasreshu, he is a Manushanam Sahasreshu. As per the mood of the Sridhar Swami, we are understanding this one. Manushanam Sahasreshu Kashiditari Siddhiye. That person is very rare, who is understanding this knowledge and understanding those days. Manushanam Sahasreshu Kashiditari Siddhiye. This person is really no. The people are not understanding. The people are not realizing. And those who are understanding, out of that realized souls are very less. And out of that realized souls are those who are practicing more and more, they are very less. And out of that realization, the Brahman realizations, and then the Paramatma realization souls are more. And out of that, the Bhakti realized are very less. And out of that, the Bhakti realized the pure devotion, like the pure devotees are very less. So that way it is very, very less. It is out of 1,000. Now some of the devotee in our temple says that we can say it is like while going out for book distribution, we can say that it is not out of 1,000 now, out of lakhs now. Out of crore, the people are now taking up this process. That time Krishna was saying it is out of 1,000, but now it is going on worse and worse. It is out of joke. The wordings are right here. This we will be taking. Yeah, no, we will not be taking this. The flow chart. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pas says, this verse talks about the Lord's sweetness, Vijnanam. So it is Manushanam Sahasreshu Kashchid Yatadi Siddhaye Yatadam Api Siddhanam Kashchin Mameti Datuta. What this verse talks about the Lord's sweetness, Krishna can be known only by devotees. That is a sweetness. Why? Other paths are easier. I feel it is not. Other transcendentalists may achieve impersonal Brahman realization. For this is easier than understanding Krishna. That way it is right. Like other paths are not easier, but understanding the Brahman, it is more easy. Like the understanding the light. Krishna, why he has done it, that is very, very difficult to understand. So that's why it is the sweetness of Lord. It has been understood by the devotees only. That's why Manushanam Sahasreshu. Even within the devotee circle, the Krishna has been understood by very, very few. Knowledge of Krishna is beyond the knowledge of Brahman and Paramatma. No, knowledge of Krishna is beyond the knowledge of Brahman and Paramatma. So it is other paths are easier, and it is like the Brahman realization, then the Paramatma, then the Bhagwan realization. Or else it is not always a gradual one. Sometimes it is a direct one. Like the Bhagwan realization, and then the Brahman and Paramatma realization also. Most of the people are simply engaged in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That's why it is like this C point is suiting more and more for this shloka. For this shloka, the C point in the Kali Yuga, it is suiting more. Most of them, most of us are engaged in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. For other yugas, it is like the B and A was more suitable. But for the Kali Yuga, the people are not at all interested for any realization. Brahman Paramatma to chhod do. Bhagwan to chhodi do, Bhagwan realization. But the Brahman and Paramatma, they are not trying. The people are so dull. Manda sumanda mataya, manda bhagya upadrata. It is like the people are not at all interested for any sort of realization. So the C is more applicable, that it is only the devotees. So that's why it is the sweetness. Only the devotees understand the sweetness. Out of thousands, one may be sufficiently interested in self-realization. So this is we are dividing who is not understanding, why they are not understanding. And the D1 is really adding something over it. People are following other paths and they are confused more. Some people are following some path, Brahman realization, or they are nannies, Jnana Marga or Yoga Marga. They are trying to do, but they are more confused. Even sometimes the Bhakti Yogis, they are also sometimes confused. So that's why the doubting thing is more and more nowadays. The people are doubting for simple things in devotion. So that's why Manushyanam Sahasreshu, it is happening within the devotee circle also. Manushyanam Sahasreshu, like the process, the people are not following with the full heart. So that's why the Lord is saying that is Manushyanam Sahasreshu is happening. It is there always. Is bhakti easy? Somebody can read this one?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
Is bhakti easy? Non-devotees claim that, but they don't practice. Why do they take a difficult path? Actually, the path of bhakti is not easy. So-called path of bhakti practiced by unauthorized persons without knowledge of bhakti may be easy. But when it is practiced factually, sorry, Prabhuji.
I didn't spoke anything, somebody else spoke something.
But when it is practiced factually according to the rules and regulations, the speculative scholars and philosophers fall away from the path. Srila Rupa Goswami writes in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Shruti Smruti Puranandi
Pancharaत्र vidhi vina ekantiki harer bhakti utpadeva ke kalpate.
Devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas, and Narada Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. Therefore, unless one practices devotional service to the Lord, one cannot know Krishna as he is, Tattvataha, even though one is great scholar or philosopher. He is the last word in Brahman realization, and the devotees alone can realize him as he is. Hare Krishna.
So the bhakti is easy, but it is not simple. It is very simple, but not easy. Bhakti is very simple. It looks very simple. But you ask somebody to chant, they will be saying that one day I can do it, but the next day he will not turn up. So those who are doing the chanting every day, they are knowing what is that. Those who are sitting in the morning 5:30 to 7:30 for japa, they are knowing that how difficult it is to get to be awake for the chanting and how to concentrate and how to increase the quality of that. It is like, it looks very, only Hare Krishna has to be chanted now. What is that? So we challenge that. Okay, Hare Krishna only has to be chanted now. So please start chanting Hare Krishna with us. Please be there. And Prabhupada said that those who are saying that it is very easy, they can come here. We will be feeding them the prasadam. We will be giving them the residences, and they only has to do chanting and render some menial services, some minimum services. That everything will be managed. Whether are you ready? Are you ready for that? But it is not. It has been seen. It is not. So the people are talking about that. It is very easy, but it looks very simple, but it is not. It looks very simple, but it is not easy. It is very really simple, but it is not easy. Okay, this knowledge is rare. We are okay. How many? 2, 3 only are there. So we can take this slide. Manushyanam Sahasrashi. It is the rarity of this knowledge. It is very, very rare. For whom it is rare, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's father is saying. Somebody can read this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
This knowledge is rare. For whom? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. For the Gnanis and Yogis who were described in the previous 6 chapters. Number 2, Srila Prabhupada. It is not possible for the Brahman realized impersonalist or the Paramatma realized yogi to understand Krishna. The SPOG as the son of Mother Yashoda or the charioteer of Arjuna.
Supreme Personality of Godhead, like the short form.
Supreme Personality of Godhead as the son of Mother Yashoda or the charioteer of Arjuna. Number 3, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. First, the Lord speaks of the rarity of realizing the sweetness of Lord Vijnana among those persons. B, not rare for devotees. Krishna is benevolently inclined to them. Srila Prabhupada, only the pure devotees can know something of the inconceivable transcendental nature of Krishna as he is, full with the 6 opulences of wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, because Krishna is benevolently inclined to his devotees. See, grace is essential. Other paths don't have this aspect. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi
Na bhaved grahyam sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva smrityada.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhva Leela 17.136. No one can understand Krishna as he is by the blunt material senses, but he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving services unto him. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234. Hare Krishna.
So it is like the jnanis and yogis, for them it is rare, and those who are mishra bhaktas with the jnana and karma, for them also it is very rare. So the jnanis and yogis, it is very, very rare, and for those who are mishra bhakta, mixed devotee with the jnana and karma, so that's why jnana karma di anavratam anukulena Krishna sevanam bhakti ruttam. So jnana and karma are the barriers for getting the pure devotional. So that's why unless one gives up that the mixture of the jnana and jnana, karma and yoga, this devotional service will not be that much available for us. For the devotees in general, those who are not having that much covering of the jnana and yoga, that much the devotional service or this path will be more available. It is like the proportionate. Inversely, no, it is like positively proportionate for that. Sridhar Swami, devotion is essential. Without devotion for me, attaining knowledge about me is impossible. Mad bhaktin vina tu madhnyanam durlam ityaham manushyanam. Although this knowledge about me is very rare, I will share it with you. Tadeva mati durlabhampi madhnyanam tubhyam vaksham ityartham. So it is like Sridhar Swami's mood is right that without devotion, I am not actually attainable. And although this knowledge is about me, it is very rare. I will share it with you. But it is like, it is very, very rare if you are, like Krishna is telling Arjuna in short that you should not have that jnana and karma aspect within you. It's very, very rare. I chose you, but you should not ask this sort of questions of the jnana and the karma and yoga, which I covered in the first 6 chapters. But now you should not think about this first 6 chapters. Think about the purity. So means like Krishna is challenging Arjuna, well, whatever I asked, whatever I told you, whatever you asked about the jnana and yoga and karma, that you should not now ask, at least for this six chapters. So this is the flowchart which we have discussed right now. If somebody is having some question, we can take one question and then we can move to the next 7.4 to 7. Whatever we can cover, we can cover it, and then we will at least one shloka we can take it. Now 25 minutes are there with me.
Hare Krishna, one question, Prabhu. So in the previous shloka, it is said bhakti. My question is, if you only have bhakti and no knowledge about Krishna at all, will that make you progress, Prabhuji, or like, will bhakti give you the knowledge automatically? I just have bhakti. I just do devotional service, and is that enough?
So the Krishna gives this knowledge. It is like whatever we have discussed now. This is anti-clockwise. Whenever the Shrunu starts with na, then the whole thing is simultaneously been done. As you are doing the Shravana, that way the mind is focused, that way the process is starting, that way the doubts are being cleared, that way the you are well situated in the knowledge. And when the knowledge has been there, then you can again with the knowledge you are hearing more, and then hearing, then again the mind is been more controlled. The whole is like that. The cycle is like that. You are getting more and more knowledge. It is not only understanding, it is a knowledge. The knowledge you are no, it is not only a knowledge, it is understanding also is been developed. And then the path of realization is there. The more you realize, you will be hearing more, then the mind is more controlled. So like that, till the 100%, the thing is happening, the cycle moves. So when somebody is doing a bhakti, he is getting a knowledge also. He will be getting a knowledge. It is not that like it is like only the bhakti means only Shrunu is doing. Whatever some sort of realization, small realizations we are getting. It is not, we cannot call them as a realization, but it is a revelation. It is somewhat something कुछ बोलते ना हिंदी में, कुछ मुझे चमका. That is not there throughout year, but that particular time we got something. So that जो चमका बोलते हैं, वो जो है वो आपके भक्ति से आ गया थोड़ा बहुत, तो कुछ आप आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप हो गया कि कृष्णा इज हेल्पिंग मी, and that's why we are continuing. It is like that. See, nobody can do a devotional life theoretically. आपको अगर is like, if I tell you that 6 months you can do a devotional life, to show off that a person can do a 6 months, but he will give it up after 6 months if he is not having the understanding developed. And bhakti gives the understand knowledge with the understanding, and then the final realization comes. That will be following. Sure.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So we will be taking this whether Section B, 7.4 to 7.12. Somebody can read this 4, 5, and 6, 7 only.
Prabhuji, I can read.
Yeah.
Besides the earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego that comprise Krishna's material energy, there is Krishna's spiritual energy, which includes the jivas. Everything we see is a combination of Krishna's material and spiritual energies. As the originator and dissolver of that which is manifest by these energies, no truth is superior to Krishna, for everything rests on him as pearls are strung on a thread. Knowing Krishna as the active principle controlling this world, Krishna is the taste appreciated within water. He is the fragrance of the earth, the intelligence of the intelligent, the prowess of the powerful, and the strength of the strong.
Yeah. So in the third shloka, Krishna talked about the somewhat sweetness. As per the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad says that he talked about the sweetness. It's like that only the devotees can understand me. No, it is a rarity. Nobody is the understanding, but only the devotees can understand me. So it is a sweetness. It is the Lord and his pastimes. Only the devotees can understand. And that also it is very, very rare. So Krishna starts with the sweetness, but now Krishna is moving towards the greatness of his. What exactly the greatness is? Jnanam. As we saw that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pas says and Bhallav Vidyabhushan says that Jnanam is a greatness, like the energies of the Lord, where Jnanam teham savidjnanam. So you can just understand the first and the second shloka. Whenever you are trying to understand the whole 7th chapter, you please try to understand the first 2 shlokas first, like the Tashrunu and Jnanam teham savidjnanam. Jnana and Vidnyan, phenomenal and numinous. That has to be understood, where the whole sections are there on that. Who is not understanding me? That is like the next session. Those who are the demigod worshippers, they are not understanding. They are the mudas. It has been condemned that because they are not understanding. They are not understanding what? They are not understanding my greatness. They are not understanding my sweetness. So the Krishna is developing like that. Krishna is making it like that. So the 7.1 and 7.2, it has been very interesting shlokas, where the 7.1 is saying that when you are attached to me, the Jnanam and Vijnanam will be happening. When you are attached, you will be knowing that Jnanam and Vijnanam. So that's why he's starting. He's giving the answer in the first shloka only. How the Jnanam and Vijnanam, like the question was been asked by Praveen Prabhu, I feel, like that the knowledge. How Shrunu gives the knowledge about everything. So the Tashrunu, it is very important to start following the 9 processes of the devotional service. So Shrunvatam Swakatha Krishnam Punya Tirthan Shivanat Rudhayantasya Abhadrani Vidhunoti Surutsata. Like whenever we are hearing about the Krishna and glorifying the Krishna, the things are happening that Rudhayantasya Abhadrani, whatever it is Abhadra in the Rudhaya, it is washed off. And when the Abhadra is been washed off, then the real knowledge has been reinstated. So that is going to happen. We will be reciting this shloka. Bhumirapo analo vayu.
Bhumirapo
Bhumirapo
vayu.
Mano buddhireva cha. Ahankara iti yamme. Vinna prakruti rashtada. Somebody can read the translation and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's translation and all the translations in the from the beginning.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In 2 verses, the Lord will speak about Jnanam, his path. Sridhar Swami, having the reader's interest in order to find the nature of Ishvara through his Prakriti, 2 verses describe his superior and inferior nature. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's translation for 10.4, earth, water, fire, as there's
Somebody's sound is coming in between.
yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, as well as their sense objects, mind, intelligence, false ego, with the 10 senses and Mahat Tattva, are my separated energy in 8 divisions. Baldev Vidyabhushan's translation. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, as well as their sense objects, Pradhana, Mahatattva, false ego, with the 10 senses and Mahatattva, are my separated energy in 8 divisions.
So there are 24 atoms, but here only Bhumi Rapo Analo Vayu Khammano Buddhirevacha Ahankar Itiyam Me Bhinna Prakruti Ashtada. So the Lord is saying that there are the different, this is like the eight atoms are mentioned here, but there are total 24 different atoms, and they are the Bhinna Prakruti. They are apart from me. The Lord is mentioning that they are apart from me. This is like the 24 elements. So that's why the Lord is saying that here the Purusha is like the this form is called as a universal form. It's been mentioned here. It is like the pictured here. So there's a universal form. There are the different atoms have been mentioned, and how like the oceans are been formed, and like the water is coming, how the fire is coming, from which part of the Lord the fire is there, which part is in ocean, which part is the air, like all the thing it has been mentioned in the universal form. So but they are the bhinna. It is not it is one of the acharyas says that it is like this material world is the backside, or the we can say it is the excreta of the Lord. It is a it is a we should not say it is like but it is like the excreta of the Lord, the things which we lose from our body. It is our energy only, the which we can say it is like the stool or urine or any other things comes out from the body. It is our excreta of the body. So the excreta is bhinna prakruti rashtada. Even though it is a part of my body, but now it is a bhinna. It is a bhinna. So this material world is a bhinna. It is a my excreta. The Lord is saying that. So how it is? The material world is my excreta, like which I have thrown out from my body only. Like this 24 elements are mentioned here. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, separated energy. So this is the gross elements, then the subtle elements, and this is how it has been properly showed in this flow chart. But it is like the whole 24 elements is been mentioned in a short way. So what exactly this 24 elements are there? The Lord is saying that aparayam itastvanya. This is the next shloka is been mentioned. Aparayam tu itastvanya. Prakrutim vidhi me param. Jiva bhuta mahabhaho yedam dharite jagat. This is like the next shlokas. The next shlokas PPT is there only. It is this one has been mentioned by the Tyaga Chaitanya Prabhu. He has made some PPTs over the five elements of the material creation. We just brought it from that. So it is like the spirit soul is a different and is a very minute, and the super soul is also is a different entity, and it is separated from this gross elements, and separated from the gross acquiring senses also. So the senses which we are having, it is a gross, and inner senses are also which are called as a subtle senses, which are also part of the matter one. So this is like the spirit soul is a different entity, then the matter is a different entity. It has been mentioned. Why this verse? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's path says that. Somebody can read this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Why this verse? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In defining knowledge of the Lord's powers, the Lord speaks of his two energies, Prakriti, superior and inferior, in two verses. This and the next verse speaks about Jnana.
Hare Krishna.
Knowledge in relation to bhakti also means knowledge of the Lord's powers, not knowledge of the Atma, being separate from the body, which is knowledge in relation to the process of jnana. Baldev Vidyabhushan. Krishna speaks about his energies in two verses. To next, describe his Swarupa as the highest cause, possessing both material and spiritual energies. Srila Prabhupada. The science of God analyzes the constitutional position of the God and his diverse energies. Hare Krishna.
So it is like the greatness of the Lord is happening here. So here he is mentioning about the matter, and the next verse he is mentioning about the higher element, which is the soul. But it is also the energy, and there is a difference between this energy and that energy. So that's why he is saying that in the next shloka, aparayamitastvanya. There is another energy which is superior than this one, which are the jivatmas. What is Prakruti and who controls? Okay, you can read this one.
Yes, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada. What is Prakruti? Material nature. Who controls Prakruti? His different Purusha incarnations. Results of knowing the control of Prakruti. One will be liberated from material bondage. Reference Narad Pancharatra. Satvata Tantras Vishnos tu Trini Rupani Purusha Sakhyanti Atho Vidu Ekam tu Mahatas Shastra Dvitiyam tu Ananda Samstitam Trutiyam Sarvabhutastham
Dvitiyam tu Anda Samstitam
Dvitiyam tu Anda Samstitam Trutiyam Sarvabhutamstham Tani Jnatva Vimuchyate. For creation, Lord Krishna's plenary expansion assumes three Vishnus. Mahavishnu creates the total material energy known as the Mahat Tattva. Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters into all the universes to create diversities in each of them. And Kshirodakshay Vishnu, Paramatma in the heart, also within all the atoms. Anyone who knows these three Vishnus can be liberated from the material entanglement. All activities of the material world are directed by these three Vishnu expansions.
Yeah. So the purport Prabhupada is mentioning about not only the matter. That's why it is a Bhakti Vedanta purports are very devotional. Where actually in this shloka it has been mentioned about the three Vishnus, but it is mentioning about the Prakruti, isn't it? But Prabhupada says that why to just mention about the Prakruti? Whether we can take a chance to talk about the Lord. So he is talking about the three Purushas also. Who is and how the connection is that they are the controllers of the Prakriti. So that's why controllers are also been mentioned in the purport. So that's why the Bhakti Vedanta purports are really very divine and transcendental, where we can understand that what exactly Prabhupada is saying. That's why Ade Madhye cha Ante cha Harim Gayate. It's like where this shlokas is perfectly fitting for the Bhakti Vedanta purpose, where everywhere the Lord's glorification is only mentioned in the purpose. There is no scope for any Mayavadis or Brahmavadis, for the yogic process people to make it sure that no, either where the Lord is saying something, where Prabhupada is mentioning in the purpose that this is the Prakriti elements, and where the people, where these three Vishnus are the controllers. Nobody should take anything further out of the context. So, aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarva pravardite iti matva pujanti mam buddha mavasamambita. It has been these three Vishnus are been mentioned. This is like the Karunodaksha Vishnu, and there is Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and there is Shirodaksha Vishnu also. So the when this Karunodaksha Vishnu excels, the many Brahmandas are coming out of that. And in one small Brahmandas, there are like the small Garbhodaksha Vishnus are there, and from his Nabhi Kamala, the whole Brahmanda has been created, like that. Bhu, Loka, like the 14 planetary systems are been created. So these three Vishnus are called as three Purusha avatars, and these three Vishnus are been called as the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. Omnipotent, like the Karunodaksha Vishnu is the omnipotent. His potency is that with his exhale and inhale, he is creating the universes, and he is winding up also. And Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he is omnipresent. He is everywhere in the Brahmanda. And Shirodaksha Vishnu, he is omniscient. He is all knowing what is happening in individual Jivatma's life. He is omniscient. He is knowing that what the thought processes are happening in his life. So this is the three Purusha avatars they are talking about. That we will not be going in a detail of this. So it's like whole creation and the controller of the Prakriti is been mentioned by these slides. We can go for this slide one. Is Prakruti permanent? It is temporary manifestation of one of the energies of the God. What do ignorant people think of? It's like the Prakriti, this is like the temporary, but it is manifest and is unmanifest also. So that's why it is a temporary. It is not permanent. Like it is manifesting right now. But when the Karunodaksha Vishnu inhales, the whole cosmic creation will be wind up. So that's why it is temporary. But it is in general, in a broader perspective, This whole material world is a permanent, but it is manifesting and unmanifesting. So that's why it is like that. It is a temporary. What do ignorant people think about it? They are thinking is like we are the controllers. This person is sitting on the golden biscuits and taking the dollars in hand and thinking that I can control. I am the controller. I am the whole understanding whole creation, and this another person is holding the universe in hand and says that we are the controllers. This is like the Mudha Jivatmas are talking about. We are the controllers of everything, but we are the tiny controllers of some tiny things. We are not the absolute controller of everything. So this is the way where we can see how the Jivatmas are thinking about that. Baldev Vidyabhushan and Sridhar Swami and Sri Prabhupada, we can just end up this shloka and then we can just end up after completion. This 2-3 minutes more, 2-3 slides only. Then we can take next time 7.5 out 5 onwards like that. So somebody can read this one.
Yes,
Hare
yes,
Krishna. Okay.
Baldev Vidyabhushan say, Sridhar Swami and Srila Prabhupada. First, all the 24 elements are included in this 8. Second, Prakriti is divided into 24 parts. Note that this Prakriti divided in 8 parts composed of earth and other elements is mind. Third, including the sense, objects and senses with the 5 gross elements brings a total of 24 elements. Srila Prabhupada, Sankhya philosophers only talk about the energies without knowing Krishna to be the cause of all causes. First, gross elements.
No need to. So this Baldev Vidyabhushan, Sridhar Swami and Sri Prabhupada says that why it is not been mentioned 24 elements, because all this 8 elements includes every other thing, other 16 also. Tanmatras, then sense objects, then the senses, all the things, because these are the 5 raw things. From that, the other things are actually manifesting. So there is no need Krishna thought of that to mention every other thing. Once one sacha is there, from that many other pots we can make it. The same way it is like that. What is a false ego? Now it is the 5 elements. Then now false ego is been mentioned. Then the intelligence and the mind. Somebody can read this one and then we can end up.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, bro.
Yeah.
False ego. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, I am and it is mine constitutes the basic principles of material existence. B includes its effects, the 11 senses, mind, nose, tongue, eye, skin, ear, hands, feet, voice, anus, and genitals. 7th, intelligence. Buddhi here refers to the Mahatattva. 8, mind. Mana, mind here refers to the Pradhana, the unmanifest stage of Prakriti, Avyaktam, understood through the mind, but not through the senses. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, mind and intellect are listed separately to show their greater importance among all the elements.
Yeah. So here It has been, see, this shloka is what? Bhumi apo analo vayu kham mano buddhir evacha ahankare iti amme bhinna prakriti ashata. So, where the Mahat Tattva, it has been referred as a buddhi, and pradhan is referred to what? Mind. And false ego is a false ego of the Jivatma. And because of the false ego, now I'm just talking somewhat technical thing. You please just listen it. You try to understand it. If you are not understanding, it is all right. But still, it is like required to understand some extent. What exactly a Prakruti, Pradhan, and Mahatattva? The people are not understanding what exactly a difference between Pradhan, Prakruti, and Mahatattva. So this is like the people, when the creation happens, like the false ego, because of the false ego, the people comes down, the Jivatma comes down. And it is when this glance of the Karunadaksha Vishnu passes, Rama Devi carries the glance of the, that we can just show this slide to you. This is the glance. This is the, yeah, Prakruti, Pradhan, and Mahatattva. This we can just play it. Better we can play this one. This is somewhat. Okay. So this is a ahankara. Because of that, the ignorance has been developed. They are been put up. They are been put up in this whole samsara. And then the Mahatvatva is been formed because of the glance of the Vishnu. This is a glance where the people, where we are been put up, and Lord Shambhu is carrying the glance of the Karunadaksha Vishnu, and it gives to the Durga. And then the whole creation starts churning. All that time, everything, like this whole material thing was in a one gulp or one homogeneous, we can say it is a matter, homogeneous matter. When the glance comes over that matter, that time it starts functioning or activity. And this whole Bhumi, Apo, Analo, Vayu, Kham, these 5 elements starts intermingling, and they are starting separating. Till that time, the matter was called as a Mahat Tattva. When it starts separating, then it is called as a Pradhan. And when it actually separates and makes a different entity, like the earth is different, water is different, fire is different, separated, then it is called as a Prakruti. So the Mahatattva, Pradhan, and Prakruti, it is a different thing. It's like a 8 years old girl, which is not having the capacity to produce, which is called as a, we can say it is like, it is this analogy has been given by the Bhakti Vidyapurna Swami Maharaj, so I can repeat that analogy. 8 years girl, which is not having the capacity to produce, like the material world, the matter is being compared as a feminine energy. So that's why it is been compared with the girl. So 8 years girl, which is not having the capacity to produce, it is called as a Mahatattva. But when the glance, that same girl grows up till 18, she is now ready to marry. She is now ready to marry, and she has developed the features to produce. So it is called as a pradhan. And already, like 28 years old girl, now a lady, she has already given a small kid. She has produced something that is called as a Prakruti. So this is the analogy we can see that Mahat Tattva Pradhan and Prakruti, how it is like. Here only we are ending up. The next time we can take the 5th shloka onwards, and the next time we can go somewhat very fast. I am just expecting to cover another 15 shlokas next time, Wednesday. We have finished five shlokas. The next time 15 shlokas, and the next time whole chapter will be covered. So three sittings, one chapter. That is the challenge for me, as well as it is a challenge for you also to hear like that. So I thank you all patiently hearing, and if you are having some small short question, then you can ask. Rest others can leave this meeting also. There is no issue.
So probably these slides, can you show them?
Yeah. Which slide you would like to see?
No. Would you like to share these slides probably with us?
Yeah. Once the 7th chapter will be over, that time I will be putting it in WhatsApp like that.
Okay.
Every chapter I can put the slides over to you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The pradhana is the sum total of sattva, rajas, tamas, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
So here it is written as mind, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah. See, here the shloka is been mentioned like that. See, the pradhan, the bhumi apo analo vayu, kham mano buddhi revacha. So it is like that. It is not individual, the mind, but it is the sum total. It is not individual living entity's mind. Lord is talking about the sum total of everything. Lord is talking about not individuality. Lord is talking about the whole cosmic manifestation in a sum total.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So just a question was there. In the first slide before starting the chapter, you have explained about the overview of the chapter. In that it is told.
Atul going to?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna.
So in that first or second slide, I believe, there it was mentioned that all the other parts of yoga are dependent on bhakti for success.
So not in this section. It was the previous section.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think before it was a link between 6th and 7th chapter.
No, it was a yoginam api sarvesham. That is like I can show that also. Where you are saying this one. Just a minute. This slide you are saying? No.
No.
That starts way after.
Later. Next.
Bhakti is independent that way. This
Correct,
one
correct.
is talking about. Yeah. So what
We
was
just
that?
wanted to know some explanation on that. How it is like if a Jnani yogi is there, how his success is dependent on bhakti.
See, initially he has to start some play activity now. So like the jnanis, how they start with that? The jnanis, they start with some sort of the process of the 9 processes. Then afterwards they jump it. They will be doing something, hearing, reading, or something like that. So the process is the same. The bhakti, they have to do it. One of the 9 processes they will be doing. The yogis also, they are doing one of the 9 processes.
Correct.
This is like the process has to be done like that only. Then there's like what we can say, it is like they are taking somewhat detour.
So this bhakti element is dependent on the execution of one of the 9 process.
Bhakti element is dependent on what?
Means if a yogi is there, either of Gyan Yogi or Ashtanga Yogi, this bhakti part is connected through this one of the 9 process, right? You mean to say?
Yeah, there is like the devotional service has been executed in the nine processes. 9 processes, and they take some part of that. There's like the Mayavadis also sometimes say, it's like not sometimes, many times they are saying that initially one can worship the deities, and initially one can start chanting also, but afterwards the deity worship is not required. So they are taking about that Archa Vigraha Seva initially, but it is not ultimately, they are saying. The same way it is the Jnanis and the yogis, they are doing it. And they are more focused. This is like they are doing the same path, but they are not understanding what is the supreme. The Brahmavadis and Paramatmavadis, they are majorly they are doing the devotional path only. But it's like the Brahman is the supreme. Their understanding is what? The Paramatma is supreme. That they are developing. They are not doing different thing at all. But the understanding, wrong understanding comes. Or partial, not wrong, the partial understanding comes. The more specific the word is.
Yes, bro. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari Bo.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Thank you.
So Wednesday we are meeting again.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Dandavat Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.